Greetings, fellow humans. So today we're going to talk about rolling your own model control protocol. So Claude here is really good at MCP, but it's not so great at generating images. So let's fix that using MCP. All right, so the very first thing that we are going to do in order to roll our own MCP is consult our cheat sheet and pull down a copy of Newbound. All right, so Newbound's going to give us a development environment, a runtime environment, and an implementation of the MCP, thanks to the Flowlang crate that it is based on. So, all right, we've pulled down a copy. We're going to edit our default.nix because we're using a silly operating system. If you're on Ubuntu, this whole thing's probably a little bit simpler. You can just install the packages that you're going to need in order to generate with Flux. That's the model that we're going to use. You can download it from Black Forest Labs by cloning the repository. I've already done that. It's here on our desktop. And they even give you a nifty little Python snippet that perfectly demonstrates how you'd go about generating an image with Flux Schnell. So let's do that. And the really neat thing about the Newbound software is that while it's written in Rust, it's got a really minimal footprint and very few dependencies on third-party external crates, other software. So it's really compatible with everything, and it supports on the back end. You can write your code in Python or Rust or Java or JavaScript, right? So whatever you're comfortable with. And so it's really easy to, find an example of the type of thing that you want to build, or ask ChatGPT or Gemini or whoever your favorite chatbot is to build it for you, right? And then you can just clone the Newbound software and install Rust. You got to have Rust, right? But it installs in a handful of seconds, and then you're good to go, right? Honestly, the Python took longer. So, all right, once that's done compiling, we're going to launch that up, and this is the Newbound development environment, right? So it runs out of the box, no pre-configuration really necessary. We're going to go ahead into the development environment, create a generate library. Within the generate library, we're going to create an image control, and then within the image control, we're going to create our text to image command, right? And so that's really kind of the structure in Newbound, libraries, controls, and commands. Here we're going to set up a Python command. We're going to return a file. We're going to pass in a prompt. And kind of the magic for making MCP work is we're going to give it a description. So when it's got the descriptive text, it's able to basically provide our LLM or whoever's calling over MCP information about this function, right? So literally just by adding the basic comments here, we've made it available for MCP. So let's go ahead and copy the code that the fine folks over at Black Forest Labs gave us. We pasted in the imports. Now we'll paste in the body of our Python. I'm going to go over here to my cheat sheet, and here you can see I have hard-coded the location of the model on my hard drive, and here at the end of our function, we're going to save it as a JPEG because that's a little bit easier on Claude's memory limits, and we'll pass a hard-coded reference to that file. So let's go ahead and test that out using the command line. We're going to go ahead and deactivate the Python because Newbound starts it up again anyway. And you don't want to have Python on top of Python, even if it's the same Python, because Python's like that. All right, so we are typing out the command line API for Newbound, which is just executable plus the exec keyword, the library, the control, and the function name, and then a JSON data structure containing all of the fields or all of the parameters to the function as fields to the JSON. And there we go. It's off and running. Let's go ahead, open up the folder here. This is where it's going to output the file once it has been successfully rendered. And we should have a mind-blowing fractal. Let's take a look. No, a cat with a sign. All right. Well, that should be because we're passing in a prompt and then promptly replacing the prompt with a cat holding a sign. Okay. Let's go ahead and fix that. Run it again. And I don't know, it seemed faster the first time, didn't it? Just a little bit. All right, here we go. Drum roll, please. And yeah, here we go. That looks like a fractal to me. All right, groovy. Let's hook this bad boy up to MCP. So what do we need to do to make this go through the MCP so our Claude can access it? I think we're going to need to open up our Claude desktop config and make sure it's pointed. I've done this before. All right, so it's pointed at a script called mcp.sh, which I think is the last step on our cheat sheet here to make this thing go. So let's go ahead and paste this little script in here. The main thing is it's got a change directory to the directory with the data in it, with your Newbound data in it. And then just call the executable and pass in the word MCP. So that's what our script does. Let's go ahead and now that it's executable, let's go ahead and fire that up. See what Claude has to say. So I have noticed that when you have some tools connected via MCP and then you disconnect them and you launch Claude and you do some stuff and then you reconnect them and you launch Claude, then it can't find them sometimes and you got to launch it again. And so that's what we're doing here. But I have confidence that now, as you can see, we have the Newbound MCPs here. And you can see right at the top of the list our brand new generate image. So let's go ahead and ask Claude to try that one last time. And here we go. It's kicking out a little prompt. It's asking us, can we use this new tool? And we're going to let it. And now it's going to think about it. And it's not any faster when you can't see the scroll log. Still takes about, what would you say, it's about 15 seconds. Not too bad. And with a little luck, we should be able to see a monkey riding on the back of a large, gentle elephant. Well, there you have it. There you go. The more you learn, the more you know. We'll catch you next time. Cheers.